Does a college degree in computer science matter anymore? There are a lot of announcements, quite loud ones by tech CEOs, tech influencers, what have you, that with ChatGPT, with large language models, with all the modern AI stuff, that no one needs to know how to code anymore. It'll be easy, democratization, all that stuff. Is this true? What does it mean for someone studying computer science right now? Are you wondering what you should do if you're at college? My name's Bruce. I've worked in big tech and startups for many years. I've mentored a bunch of people, early career, late career engineers. I've managed, run, built engineering teams, and I can help explain this. Plus, I've got one tip right at the end that will show you complete game changer, right? This is the skill that you can build that you're going to need to know in the career and a future career where AI is everywhere, right? Okay, let's take a look. Everything we can see so far tells us that LLMs are great at simple things and boilerplate, and that this is enough to fool people who aren't very technical, like CEOs. Some of them would love not to have to pay developers anymore, or maybe they sell AI chips, shovels, picks, what have you. Those are biases. I don't think those are a trustworthy source for you to find out what's actually happening. The problem for you as a student is the things that those LLMs are good at are often right at the heart of the sorts of assignments and problems you're going to get in a computer science course. The things that are assessments or parts of projects or parts of the things your university course is asking you to do to gain skills and then do exams and then submit assignments and so on, right? I'm not going to tell you to not play with interesting tools. You should play with everything you can. Playing with things is how you turn a basic computer science qualification into something that'll help you really stand out into employers, right? It's incredibly hard to bootstrap into a tech career without playing around with the things that you kind of learn on your own time. You take the knowledge from your course, a toolkit from your course, and you go away and you play on your own things with it. That is literally the only way I know of to actually get started in a career, right, in tech. The analogy here is if you were doing a fine arts degree and you didn't ever spend any time in your medium that wasn't the final assignment, you didn't spend any time playing or experimenting, you didn't try things out. In this, computer science is much closer to an art in terms of the skills you develop. An upside of doing this sort of playing in your own time is that all of your assignments, all of your assessments, all of your tests will shift from being hard to much, much easier because you've internalized all the knowledge, all of the things that the university is trying to teach you. You've gone away and actually made them your own because you've played with them, right? This is, to some extent, why employers are looking for higher grades out of a computer science degree, not because of a marker of a student, but because they're a side effect of the people who've gone and played in their own times, assuming they remembered to go to the exam in the end, which some quite good engineers I know didn't manage right at the end. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea, and you should not do that. Go to the exam, know when the exam is. Don't do what I did, and show up to an exam not knowing it was actually on until a few hours beforehand anyway, terrible things. Don't do that. But as a student now, for you, this means that if you use mostly AI tools to do your simple assignment, you're actually removing a critical part of your own learning and skill development. And this will leave you behind when it comes to getting interesting jobs and getting your career started in a place that'll take you interesting places. Though 100% you'll be completely open and able to do boring business logic-y type jobs, but those are probably going to go away because if it's not interesting, it's not hard. If it's not hard, it's very easy to outsource to a random low-skilled person or an AI, which is much like a random low-skilled person, right? Okay, that's what not to do. Maybe not helpful. What should you do? Even if they're not great, we're going to see LLM-based tools used in software engineering, or at least, at the very least, you're going to encounter code where someone else has used them, probably incautiously. It's probably going to be a mess, right? LLMs are something new. They're great at generating plausible looking code. In the olden days, when you were working with a coworker who wasn't very good, they'd generate garbage, obvious garbage, clearly garbage. You just look at it and go, no, stop it, stop, go and get a career making pizzas, or an artist, or I don't know, a travelogue voiceover, whatever. Stop writing code. But LLMs are amazing at generating plausible looking code, far better than they are in properly solving things and actually generating working code. To effectively make use of an AI tool, you need to get really good at reading and understanding and debugging code, much better than you'd get from any standard CS course. Most of them have you mostly just debugging your own course, right? This also means that a basic CS degree, the one you get by just going through and only doing the assignments, right? And while this is important, and I've got a video about why CS degrees are important, right? It's going to be even less useful unless you've done that extra work, unless you've extended your skills to the point where you've gotten skills that you didn't pick up during the degree, additional skills like debugging, like reading code, like actually interpreting code that's not yours, because you're going to be dealing with a lot more code that isn't yours in the AI world. Lots more code, right? But even in a professional engineering degree, other people's code is your life. That is the point. It's not just your own little siloed project anymore, at least at scale. So what's the tip? What's the tip to this? The tip I have, the little bonus tip for the end of this, the thing that you can use to make yourself a vastly better engineer as a student, as a very early career person, is you're probably used to debugging just your own code, right? In a really amazing CS course, they'll do something like make you change code you wrote 1 or 2 years ago. Super illustration. You will be sitting there, you will be cursing the idiot who wrote that code, who didn't comment it, who structured it worse, because the person who wrote that code 2 years ago was a much worse engineer than you are today, even if you share the same name. And what you can do to pick up the skill you need here is you should take every opportunity to read and help debug other students' code. This is going to sound weird. Why am I helping the other students over the thing, right? Make a point of it. Make a point of being that person people go to for help when their code is doing something stupid. Get better at it, right? With the rise of the LLM-based software assistant-y thing, this is going to be the new skill that you need to master, right? Figure out why plausible looking code is wrong, to figure out how you need to actually change it, because the AI doesn't know. It has no semantic meaning, right? And even though this isn't the most fun skill, it is a critical skill that you're going to need to know at a much, much higher level than junior software engineers that I encountered early in my career needed to. They learn later. This is why senior engineers aren't so worried about AI. They have developed this set of skills. But for you, an early career engineer, possibly someone who's still in college, this is something that you need to develop. And this will help you later in your career in terms of code reviews and mentoring people via developing code and other skills that are later in career. I'm going to talk about all that in other videos, right? But that CS degree, that hasn't stopped being really important. These are just extra skills you need to build on top to actually get there, right? So good luck. Get through your CS degree. Go get an interesting tech career. They really are fun, right? I've got a bunch of other videos in the queue, by the way, that I'm planning to make. I've got one about how to think about tech interviews and why they're scary and how you need to succeed in them. I'm going to make ones about interview prep and how to get settled and ready to do a tech interview, and also the sort of additional work you need to be prioritizing as part of your sort of CS degree, particularly if you're in one of the schools that leans much more heavily into applied or vocational or worse, industry-driven things that are trying to teach you the stuff that your first job needs, not teach you the things that you're going to keep using and building on for decades, right? A college university should be about preparing you for a long career, not just making you useful with no training to the first employer. I'm going to do a whole video about that too. Anyway, watch some of these other videos. Leave me a comment to tell me what you'd like me to explain, either about what it's like to work in tech, how to get a tech job, or how to prepare yourself as a student to eventually end up heading in that direction. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.